here, coming on to read you a story today. The story I have is called The Secret Shortcut. It is written by Mark Teague. And looking at this cover, start thinking about the things that the story might be about. See some alligators, some vines the friends are swinging on. There's a tiger, a toucan, and a snake. Think about what habitat you guys have been watching videos on and doing some fun dances and songs to. And I bet you that's what this story is going to be about. The Secret Shortcut. On Monday, Wendell and Floyd were late for school. Uh-oh, that teacher is not happy. They had nearly been captured by space creatures, they told their teacher. Ridiculous, said Mrs. Gernsplat, and she warned them not to let it happen again. I wonder if you could really be captured by space creatures. But Tuesday was no better. Pirates were loose in the neighborhood. It was sheer bad luck, Wendell and Floyd explained when they showed up late for school. Preposterous, said Ms. Gernsplat. And on Wednesday, even though Wendell and Floyd left early, a plague of frogs made them late once again. Oh man. Absurd, cried their teacher. I'm warning you, be here on time tomorrow or else. And no more crazy excuses. That's a lot of frogs. There's got to be a way we can get to school on time, said Wendell. We'll just have to leave earlier. Floyd arrived at Wendell's house so early the next morning that the sun was barely up and Wendell was still in his pajamas. Pretty early. I've got an idea, said Wendell as he quickly got dressed. We'll follow my secret shortcut and get to school even sooner. A shortcut? Asked Floyd. I didn't know there were any good shortcuts to school. This is the secretest shortcut of all, said Wendell. In fact, I invented it myself. He led Floyd up the alley by the Ulick's backyard, then down a culvert, over a fence, and through a dense thicket of blackberry vines. Then they scrambled over some boulders, down a steep bank, and across a narrow stream. This is some shortcut, said Floyd. Relax, said Wendell. We'll be there in a minute. But the forest became thicker and darker. Soon it was hung with vines. The screeches of strange jungle animals echoed all around. Maybe we took a wrong turn, said Floyd. I'm pretty sure the school is right up ahead, Wendell told him. I'm not so sure that they're that close to school. They're in a deep jungle rainforest, it looks like. But the jungle only grew wider and wilder, and when the boys finally came up to a trail, it didn't lead straight to the school as they had hoped. Instead, it meandered through quicksand swamps and past large, sleeping crocodiles. And across a deep, rocky gorge. Ooh, That looks like a very wobbly bridge. It began to get late. This is going to be really hard to explain, said Floyd. They stood in a small clearing. I have an idea, said Wendell. We'll climb up a tree and see if we can spot the school. That's some good problem-solving skills. They chose the biggest, tallest tree they could find and climbed all the way up to the top. Do you see the school? Asked Wendell. I don't even see the town, said Floyd. They watched some monkeys playing in the treetops. I have another idea, said Wendell. Oh, what is it? Asked Floyd. He was getting tired of Wendell's ideas. We'll swing from these vines just like the monkeys, said Wendell. That way we'll travel much faster. Soon they were swinging vine to vine. Oh, this isn't bad, shouted Floyd. I bet we're making good time. I knew this shortcut would work, Wendell crowed. But at that moment, they ran out of vines. Uh-oh. The boys landed, plop, plop, in a giant puddle of mud. Oh, now what do we do? Asked Floyd. I don't know, said Wendell. I'm out of ideas. They sat in the puddle and thought about all the trouble they were going to be in. Ms. Gernsplat will never believe this story, said Wendell. It is sort of crazy, said Floyd. Just then, from far, far away, they heard a school bell ring. Did you hear that? Cried Wendell. That was the first bell. We can still make it if we run. They ran until the jungle gave way to forest, and the forest became woods, and then they scurried through the Mortleys' backyard and up the hill to the school. They flew through the door of Miss Gernsplat's room and landed squishishly, that's a silly word, in their seats just as the late bell rang. There they are, all covered in their mud. Well, you made it, said their teacher, and just in time. But how on earth did you get so muddy just walking to school? Floyd looked at Wendell, and Wendell looked at Floyd. On second thought, said Miss Gernsplat, maybe you better not say. During recess, Wendell and Floyd sat in the sun to give the mud a chance to dry. At least we finally got to school on time, said Wendell. And that's the main thing, Floyd agreed. And in fact, it was quite a while before they were late to school again. Even so, they never did find a really good shortcut. All right, the end. And that story was The Secret Shortcut. I wonder, did Wendell and Floyd make it to school on time? I think they did. Thanks for sharing your time with me, guys. I miss you so much. Bye.